I cut the check, I cut the check, I cut the check. Tell my niggas we up next, oh we up next. She shot a text, she shot a text, she shot a text. Kill the I might put the different day, put a nigga on that same shit. I've been ballin' with my niggas, Kevin Cambridge. Oh, you drippy, but you better tuck your chain quick.
What's up, y'all? We back. Today I just wanted to recap about the two games that we seen yesterday because they were really exciting games and games that really showed me a lot of what I think all four of those teams what they can do to get better. And I'm talking about the Warriors, the Lakers, the Nets, and the Bucks. It was a really fun game between those those four teams. Really competitive, and let's get straight into it. Well, first I want to say like and subscribe because I got a lot of views on my last video, but I ain't getting no new subscribers. So can y'all like, subscribe to the video, share with your friends. But other than that, just enjoy it. But I want to start out with the Nets versus the Bucks game. So came down to the wire, and the Nets pulled it out without Kyrie again. He's not coming back till I want to say Thursday when they play Cavs, and that sucks. That first game of the Big Three is going to be against my boys, and we got to play them twice, so that's a 2-game losing streak right there. But yeah, so we got to play them. But they won yesterday against the Bucks, and the Bucks were fully healthy. They didn't have Kyrie. But the thing that I noticed from the Nets is they need bench help. Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot, he's just a good shooter, not really anything else. Bruce Brown is a really good defender, gives a lot of energy, but not really anything else. You lost Karis LeVert, so you don't really have no bench. You don't really have nobody off the bench to give you bucket. Joe Harris, he's not on the bench, so I can't say him. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Reggie Perry actually plays really good minutes and has a really good pick and roll with James Harden, but I feel like they need to go out there and get a shooter. I mean, not a shooter, a scorer off the bench. And then I seen Matt Barnes say, I'll trade Kyrie and his BS for bench depth. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yo, KD and Harden look really good here, like really good. And like, I just feel like Kyrie might stop that a little bit, not even just on the court, off the court too, because you don't know. Kyrie might have one of these moments again later on in the season where he just dips out and it's messed up with the team chemistry. But like, even on the court, KD and James Harden, his ball movement, and then it's sometimes ISO plays, but they're not even arguably, they're the top 2 ISO players that almost ever been in the league. So it doesn't really matter. But then you bring Kyrie into that. That's just a lot of ISO. Kyrie doesn't move the ball like that much. It just get buckets, which is nothing wrong with that. But I would trade that for some bench depth, preferably a bench wing who can shoot, also create for herself, and then another big. And then they can easily just pick up like Isaiah Thomas or Iman Shumpert and free agency. Which I don't know why Isaiah Thomas and Iman Shumpert don't have a job. The last time Iman Shumpert was in the league, it was his best year in the league. I'm not counting the last year where he was on the Nets last year. I'm not counting that because they released him. I don't know why. But the last year when he was on the Rockies and the Kings, that was his best year in the league. He played really, really good. But then after that, he didn't get a job. I'm confused because like he's not a locker room cancer, and like why can't he get a job? But he needs to get a job soon because a lot of people can use his defense and his 3-point shooting. And then Isaiah Thomas just played last year. He was still hurt last year, and he averaged 12 points and 3 assists. You can get that from off the bench, bro. Like, please pick up Isaiah Thomas. He needs a job. He says he's fully healthy, so hopefully he's back to MVP Isaiah Thomas, even though that's a lot to get back to, and he probably won't ever have that opportunity to get back to that. But he's still 31. Like, if he doesn't get a job for the rest of his career, I'm going to be so pissed off because he's still got a lot left in him. He played really good with Washington last year, just hurt himself, and then they got traded. But I don't know. Hopefully them two could pick up a job. But I feel like they would be perfect on this next team because they need shooting, they need scoring off the bench, and they need veteran leadership and people that actually been in the moment as far as the playoffs when they went deep in the playoffs. And Iman Shumpert got a championship. Isaiah Thomas went to the Eastern Conference Finals. So there's like stuff like that can help with the team a lot. But other than that, this next team does look really good without Kyrie. And like Matt Barnes said, I trade his ass. I ain't gonna lie, I'll trade Kyrie. I will trade Kyrie real quick. But I don't think they're gonna do it. Hopefully he comes back and doesn't really stop that much, and they can actually work together because they do. I don't know if I can see anybody beating them unless if they get a good defensive big. Like, they need to try to get JaVale McGee from us. If they get JaVale McGee from us, I feel like they can actually do something. Like, when they get to farther on where they got to play Giannis 7 games, and after that in the finals got to play 87 games. So, like, if they get a defensive big, I feel like this team can do a lot. But other than that, this team just looks real nice. It's just like Steve Nash just has the easiest job, just to be like, all right, go out there, get buckets, but make sure you do ball movement and score. Joe Harris is a lot more than a spot-up shooter. He's shown that all this season, putting the ball on the court, on the floor, creating shots from himself. His trajectory is crazy to me. It's like on Jeremy Grant, JaVale McGee type level. Like, you remember JaVale McGee came into the league. He was the joke of the league, Shaq in the full MVP for like years and years, and then now you look at him, he's a 3-time MVP, MVP, 3-time NBA champion and a respectable NBA player. You got Jeremy Grant, came into the league, really couldn't do nothing. Started shooting in OKC, and it was decent in OKC. Then went to the Nuggets, still a spot-up shooter some of the time, but also created his game some of the time, and was a really good defender. Now look at him, he's an all-star right now. But like, you look at Joe Harris, came into the league, came to the Cavs, wasn't really good. He could shoot, but it wasn't really like it was now. Then went to the G League, traded, released everywhere. Now look at him, he's doing good, averaging damn near 14 points. So his trajectory is really nice. Actually, I like him as a player. But this next team is good. They just need bench depth. That's it. And the same thing with this Bucks team. I feel like the top 3 can carry them a long way. I like the way Chris Middleton looks this year. Hopefully he can carry in the playoff. Drew Holiday really had one of his best games yesterday, and he needed to against one of the best teams in the league. And I feel like that's going to be a lot more often because Drew Holiday steps up in those moments. But the thing that this Bucks team is missing is a defender. I mean, not a defender. Bench depth. They got Pat Connaughton, DJ Augustine, who hasn't really been looking that good. Bobby Porter's looked decent this year. Brent Forbes is just a shooter. Like, I feel like they need to make that Derrick Rose trade before LA Clippers gonna make that trade, before Nets gonna make that trade, and Heat make that trade. Like, they gotta make that trade. I feel like they don't want that much for Derrick Rose. You just give them a first, which one of your firsts is not gonna mean that much because you're the Bucks. You're gonna have Giannis for the next 5 years, so you're gonna be winning games. You just trade a first and Brent Forbes, and you'll get Derrick Rose real quick. So I don't know why Derrick Rose is still on the Pistons. I understand it's only like 15 games in, but dude, bro, build that chemistry now. Trade for him now. Trade deadline's like 2 months. I understand that. They got time, but trade for him now because that bench don't look that good. DJ Augustine is playing terrible. And I said Brent Forbes was a great pickup for this team, but yeah, he's just a shooter. Derrick Rose brings everything when he comes over here. Or when he comes over there, shooting, playmaking, he create for his own, and he can play with that starting lineup in the final minutes. And I just feel like they need to make that trade. They need to make it sooner or later because I don't know. This next team looks crazy. I feel like this Bucks team has a chance to beat this next team, but they need that bench score. Another thing I want to talk about is the hate on Giannis is weird, bro. It's weird. To me, it's so weird. Like, people saying, like Kendrick Perkins said in the beginning of the game, I'm watching this Bucks game because I know KD gonna guard Giannis, but is the defensive player of the year gonna guard KD? Well, look, KD didn't guard Giannis the whole damn game. So what the hell, like, just stuff like that. And then people saying, oh, Giannis should have took the last shot. When has Giannis ever been a closer, bruh? You asked him to do something that he's never really did except that one time where he shot them 2 game-winning shots against the Knicks, even though one of them he didn't make, the last one he did. Like, that's the only time I've really seen Giannis close the game, but other than that, he does have closing moments. I feel like people, when they say closing a game, they mean the last fucking 10 seconds of the game when you need to get one shot. I've seen Giannis clamp up and get buckets in the last 3 minutes of the game, and the last 3 minutes of the game is where the clutch moments really happen. And that's where the stats, that's where they count clutch moment stats. They count in the last 3 minutes of the game. But since Giannis is not making no game winners, not shooting step back threes and shit for game winners, people don't really respect him that much. It's weird, bro. It's weird. He gets a lot of hate. People saying, don't ever call him, excuse me. I seen somebody say, don't ever call him a top 3 player because he doesn't close the game. First of all, I don't think anybody's ever called him a top 3 player. I knew even when KD was hurt, KD better than Giannis. Kawhi's damn near better than Giannis. And if you don't think Kawhi's better than Giannis, Steph Curry definitely better than Giannis. I even put James Harden better than Giannis. Even though he was the MVP 2 times in a row, he definitely deserved it. I just see these other players that just better than him by a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. The hate on Giannis is weird. And then going back to the Knicks, bro, I love KD so much. Watching that game yesterday, it was so beautiful watching him play. I'm sorry, bro. You take away the stats, the what is it called, like the championships and all that stuff, the accomplishments in the NBA. If we're talking about best basketball player of all time, if KD's not in an argument, I don't think you watch basketball. I don't see anybody that can do what KD can do. Nobody. Just no flaws in his game at all. Not even offense, not on defense. Just no flaws in his game at all. He can play make, he can stick D, he can shoot, he can create for his own, he can score. He's the best at almost everything. Not defense though, and not playmaking. I'm just saying, like, he has no flaws in his game, bro. And we're talking about best basketball player. Fuck the stats, fuck the accomplishments. KD has to be up there because I don't really see nobody that is fucking with KD, bro. I mean, guess Jordan, guess LeBron. Like I said, 2018 LeBron was something serious, but that was probably the most dominant player I ever seen. Not the best player I ever seen, but 2018 LeBron, that dude was crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I love KD, bro. I don't know. I think he the GOAT. Far as basketball player, I think he's the GOAT. But next to the next game, we had the Lakers versus the Warriors. Warriors was getting beat up. From the second quarter to the third quarter, down by 20 at least. Kyle Kuzma started shooting a lot of threes. He was hitting them things, looking confident as hell yesterday. One thing about Kyle Kuzma, I don't want to see him on this Lakers team no more. Not because of him, but I feel like we holding him back. And it sucks because it had to be somebody. If B.I. was still on this team, we'd be holding him back. If Lonzo was still on this team, we'd be holding him back. But I feel like Kyle Kuzma can go on anybody else's team and average 18 plus. Like, Kyle Kuzma was nice. But the fact that you're on the Lakers, you automatically spot-up shooter. You don't really get that much shots where you can create for your own. Except you're Dennis Schroeder. You got to be a guard, basically. But other than that, man, I wish he was on another team because I feel like Kyle Kuzma will flourish on another team. But yeah, Lakers didn't really look that good yesterday. And Draymond Green had Anthony Davis on lock. He was shooting 1 for 7 on Draymond Green. People sleep on Draymond's impact, bro. I'm a big Draymond Green fan. If anybody say anything bad about Draymond Green, I'm so quick to argue, bro. I'm so quick to argue because they just don't know value. Because the dude don't average over 10 points. That doesn't mean he trash. Dude averaged literally 8, 7, and 7 with like 1 steal and 2 blocks, bro. And then you actually watch. He's not a player that you're gonna see his stats on the stat sheet. He's just not. The amount of plays Draymond makes on the court is all-star level, but he's not gonna get there because he doesn't have the stats. Even when he made the All-Star back in the day, it just wasn't that much All-Stars. There's a lot of damn All-Stars in this league. But yeah, Draymond's impact is crazy. Another game that the Warriors won, and Steph Curry didn't really do that good, even though he showed up in the fourth quarter. Kelly Oubre had his first really, really good game yesterday, 26 points, but they was expecting for him to at least average over 17. Andrew Wiggins was lighting it up. He was in his bag yesterday. His shot looked really good yesterday. They got a lot of bench help. Pascal had 19 points, and that just made me sick because I released him on my fantasy team on accident. But this Warriors team, bro, I don't understand why. I don't understand why they got like so much hate, and like people was hoping they would lose in the beginning of the season. Like people were happy that they were getting blown out. People expected that to keep happening. I'm like, yo, you got Steph Curry on the team, you got Kelly Oubre, you got Andrew Wiggins, you got Draymond Green coming back. This team not gonna be trash at all, and I think they're like a top 5 seed, and I see them finishing top 5, top 6 in the West because this West is good, but I don't know. I see a lot of teams gonna fall later on in the year. Like this Jazz team, I'm not hyped about the Jazz team. The Suns team looking good, but like D Book not even playing good. Chris Paul not even playing good. DeAndre Ayton not playing good. Pelicans, they're just the worst than I expected. I'll talk about them in another video. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm definitely gonna talk. I'm gonna make that video right after this one. I'm uploading 2 videos for the first time ever. But yeah. Other than that, this Warriors team looked really good. For the Lakers, I just feel like our bench is, I don't know. I think we just lost yesterday. I don't feel like we need to improve anything. I think we just lost yesterday. LeBron, that last play, as far as giving the ball to Dennis Schroeder, bro, no. You're the best player of all time for a lot of people. You got to shoot that thing. You got to. And I love LeBron, but like I say, his fans just make me hate that nigga. Bro, his fans are so terrible. They just weird. But other than that, really good game for both teams, and hopefully they can keep it up. Really good MLK Day games. We had the Suns versus Memphis. I didn't really watch that. Sucks my boys didn't get to play. Washington, what's wrong with them? Like, ever since the people stormed the Capitol, they just had, every player had Corona. They got 7 people with Corona, and that's crazy. But hopefully they can get together. Hopefully nobody's really affected by that. Prayers up to Karl Anthony Towns, because he has coronavirus and he's been dealing with it with his family for the past year almost. And I know that anxiety and just scared. Like, he's just scared because like his mom was taken from coronavirus, and I know not only he's scared, but like his family's scared because like they've been dealing with this. His mom was taken, and he said some of his family members were taken. So hopefully he can get through it. Well, he's gonna get through it, but hopefully he can get through it, and hopefully nobody gets impacted by it. Hopefully it goes away soon, because it's taking a lot of lives and messed up a lot of families. But other than that, this is it for this video. Like I said, I'm about to drop another video, and it's going to be called How the Pelicans Messed Up the Rebuild. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.